Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reacting to
20 famous people with Croatian heritage. Actors, athletes, musicians, politicians, and more. We've done part 2 of this, but we never did part 1, so now part 1
this
time.
is the famous people.
I
Hi everybody and
I
welcome back
think
to
so, because I guess we can skip the intro. Because the other list, the only really like famous person was Herjavec, Robert Herjavec, and Andrew Bogut, because I'm no sport NBA. Aside from that, it's not that famous. But this should be like the actual famous people, yeah.
acting, just various things. So I'm going to go through a list of about 20 different people, famous people that I'm sure you all have heard of, and they all have roots that come back to this little country of Croatia. Also, just a quick note, this video is not focusing on famous Croatians born and raised in Croatia representing Croatian
Right.
sports teams or something
We've
like
done
that.
a video
This
like
is
that
more
already.
people who have roots in Croatia, but they have lived their lives, most of their lives, or all of their lives abroad. The first category we're going to jump into is actors.
Oh, so we're
the first one
categorizing.
is
Okay, I
John
like that.
Malkovich, and I'm sure most of you have heard that name, they know that name, and you've watched many of his films, Con Air, The Killing Fields, Dangerous Liaisons. He was born in Illinois, but his grandparents were actually born in Ozalj, which is really close to Karlovac, and that's all very close to Zagreb here. The next one is Eric Bana, and Bana comes from the last
I mean, I didn't know Malkovich was Croatian per se, but if I had to guess where he was from, I'd probably guess Croatia just based on the name.
name, Banadinovic. He's very famous for his roles in Black Hawk Down and The Hulk. His father,
don't know.
Ivan Banadinovic, emigrated
I've
to
seen
Australia
him,
after the
but-
Second World War, so he grew up in Australia but has become famous for his roles in famous films. The next one is Joe Manganiello, and he has starred in many different movies and TV shows that have become
Okay.
very famous.
He was married to Sofia Vergara.
Okay, him. If I had to guess.
He's part black. They did his ancestry.
Okay, if I had to guess, I would guess he's Italian, not Croatian, based on the name. Manganiello.
That's not his real last name,
Oh.
actually.
Really?
He has a phenomenal story. When they did his, where'd you came from?
He was in the Spider-Man trilogy. He was in the TV shows ER, True Blood, One Tree Hill, and How I Met Your Mother, just to name
He
a
was
few.
in One
And
Tree
he also married Sofia Vergara in 2015. His father was Italian and his mother was Croatian. Her last name was Bracanov.
So father Italian, okay, because the name is giving me Italian.
So his roots are back on his mother's side in Croatia. Okay, we're going to move now to sports, and the next two people on the list are actually Canadians, Canadian Croatians. The first one is Joe Sakic. His parents were Croatian, and that last name in Croatia is actually pronounced Shakic.
know him.
So although everyone refers to him as Joe Sakic, the real pronunciation is Shakic. And so his parents emigrated to Canada, and he is a very, very, very famous hockey player in Canada, and worldwide everybody knows his name. He actually led Canada to their first gold medal in over 50 years at the 2002 Winter Olympics. Joe also led the Avalanches to 2 Stanley Cup victories, one in 1996 and the next one in 2001. So just an all-star hockey player with Croatian roots, but Canadian born. Okay, the next on our list is the legendary George Chuvalo, who is a retired boxer, a heavyweight champion.
Never
He
heard of
boxed
him
with
either,
famous
huh.
boxers like Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, George Foreman, Floyd Patterson, and he actually was never ever knocked out. So he has a really incredible record of fighting with all these amazing champions, and never once was he knocked out. So he's a real champion. In 1995, he was
Iron
inducted
Shin,
into the
huh?
Ontario Hall of Fame. His parents were Stipan and Katica, and they were from a little village near Ljubuški in Bosnia and Herzegovina. If you're enjoying this video so far, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content all about Croatia. What do you have, sweetie pie? What?
Go down, and
This is the camera. She's like, got
The elf went
everything to
downstairs?
say.
Okay.
Elf hat.
The elf's hat. Oh, do you want to say hello?
Bye, everybody.
On to our next athlete, who is Rudi Tomljanovic. And in Croatia, you would pronounce that Tomljanovic. But of course, as his parents emigrated, it was changed, or people pronounced the J as a J, not as a Y sound. So he's Tomljanovic. Rudi was a top NBA player, but he was also really famous for being the coach of the Houston Rockets, and he led the team to 2 consecutive NBA championships in the 90s.
they got the good actor
Rudi was
to play
born in
him.
Michigan, but his parents are of Croatian descent. They're from a little
Travolta.
village called
He looks like John Travolta.
No, that's him.
No, the one they show in the movie. Like, go back.
What
Did they do the
movie?
movie?
for being the coach of the Houston Rockets.
That's him.
That's him. Okay, then he look like John Travolta.
That's him.
And he led the team to 2 consecutive NBA championships
does kind of
in the
look like
90s.
John Travolta,
Rudy
though.
was born in Michigan, but his parents are of Croatian descent. They're from a little village called Krivi Put, which is just above Senj. And it's really interesting because his family crest can actually be found in the Nehaj Fortress. So it shows that he's actually from noble lineage. So that's an interesting fact about the
That is cool.
Tomjanoviches.
That is
Okay,
cool.
continuing with basketball, we have George Mikan, who was nicknamed Mr.
Okay,
Basketball.
yeah,
He was
he's
really
an
a
icon.
pioneer of the NBA. He was a top player in the late 40s and early 50s. He was, I guess, an incredible player. And because of him, they had to change a couple NBA rules. One of them was the goaltending rule, and the other rule was the shot clock. I guess he held onto the ball for longer than he should, so they introduced the shot clock because of George. He was born in Illinois, but his parents are from Vojvodina near Ozalj, and that's where his roots come from. George
I wonder if that's his real name, Mikan, or like it was like Mikanovic or something like that, and he changed it.
was inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame in 1959, and then in 1996 he was actually elected as one of NBA's 50 greatest players ever. So that is George Mikan, another great basketball player with Croatian heritage. 2 more people in the category of basketball. They were Boston Celtics legends, both of them.
Havlicek.
One is John Havlicek, and the other one is Kevin McHale. They
Oh,
are
McHale
both
too?
have won
McHale, I thought more Irish. McHale.
many awards and titles in the NBA, and they both have Croatian blood on their mother's side. John's mother's maiden name was Turkal, and Kevin's mother's maiden name was Starčević. So both of those are very common Croatian last names. The next sports legend with Croatian blood is Stipe Miocic, and he is a former UFC heavyweight champion. He has held 4 titles. He also holds the record for the most heavyweight title fights, for winning the most heavyweight title fights. He is very proud of his Croatian heritage. He visits often. His mother is actually from Karlovac, and his father is from a little village near Zadar. Next on our list is Bill Belichick, and if you follow the NFL, you are
Okay,
surely
yeah.
familiar with his name. He's the head coach of the New England Patriots, and he has led them to 6 Super Bowl championships.
Same thing. I don't know. He's of Croatian heritage, but probably guess something in the Balkans. Bill Belichick. Huh?
Which is just amazing. He's really one of the best coaches in the NFL. His roots in Croatia go way back. His paternal grandparents emigrated in 1897. His grandfather Ivan Bilicic and his grandmother Marija Barkovic was her maiden name. They were from a little village near Karlovac, so they emigrated over 100 years ago. But Bill is very proud of his Croatian heritage. Okay, now switching sports to soccer. If anyone follows soccer, you've surely heard the name Zlatan Ibrahimovic. His parents emigrated
No, she's saying we're staying in sports, but we're switching the sport.
Oh.
But Ibrahimovic, yeah, I knew he was of Croatian heritage.
to Sweden, and he is a Swedish soccer star, and now he plays for AC Milan at the age of 40. He's a great
Ladies are
soccer
not
player.
famous for
And if you
Croatia, I
didn't
guess.
know, his mother is from a little place near Zadar called Škabrnja. So his mother's side is from
Damn.
Croatia.
That's
But
a
Zlatan
goal.
Ibrahimovic has definitely become a household name within the
But
soccer
a lot of
world.
moms gave birth
moving to the
these,
next soccer
these
star, we
famous
have
people though, because it's mostly on their mother's side.
Duh. Yes, women have to give birth to men. You're right.
Christian Pulisic.
You're right
and in
about that.
Croatian, that would be pronounced Pulisic.
Oh, he is?
He has roots from his
I
grandfather, who was
get-
born
yeah.
on the island of Oli.
Croatian name makes
Christian
sense. I
actually
never thought
has
about it.
Croatian citizenship. But he's a really amazing soccer star. He's very young. He plays for the Premier League club Chelsea, and he's also the captain of the United States national team. So he's quite the star. He also became the youngest American player to score a goal at the World Cup when he was 17 years old, close to 18, but he wasn't quite 18 yet. So a really young, great soccer star with some Croatian heritage. Moving on now to music, we have Krist Novoselic, and he was the bassist and the co-founder of the famous group Nirvana. He was actually born in
Okay.
California to Croatian parents, and he met Kurt Cobain through his brother. They saw they had similar music interests, and so they formed the band Nirvana, and the rest is history. So another talented American with Croatian roots. Next musician is Michael Bublé. Who doesn't know and love Michael Bublé?
Okay,
He is
wow.
of Croatian
I
descent,
wouldn't have
although he
guessed
was born
that.
in Canada. His roots are Croatian. The last name Bublé
What's his
actually
real name?
date back in Croatian records to the 14th century.
I mean, it could be Bublé, you know, for the mother is Croatian.
Michael's grandfather, Mihovil, was actually from the Trogir area on the Dalmatian coast. All right, the next musician on the list is Ella Jelic O'Connor.
There you
She's
go,
from
first
New Zealand,
woman.
but she has Croatian roots. She is known for the very famous hit Royals. It was at the top of the charts
So
for about
Lordy.
9 weeks. She won 2 Grammys from that. So another
Oh,
I
talent.
didn't
wow.
recognize her at first.
I reckon I thought she looked very familiar, but I was like, I don't recognize that name at all. I was like, what is that? And she's Lordy. Okay.
Lordy.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Talented singer with Croatian heritage. We're going to move now totally over to politics. Our first politician with Croatian roots is John Kasich. I'm sure
No
that is
idea.
a very well-known
was
name in
running.
American politics.
Yeah, he was
Hmm?
running
For what? For president?
for something. I just remember
Oh.
He was governor of Ohio from 2011 to 2019,
Ohio.
and he actually competed with Trump to be the candidate for the Republicans in the race to the White House. John Kasich was born in Pennsylvania. His father has Czech origins, but his mother was a child of Croatian immigrants, the last name Vukovic, so his grandparents were of Croatian descent. Okay, next in politics we have Gabriel Boric, and he is the new and the youngest president of Chile. He has Croatian roots through his
Wow,
great-grandparents. They
cool.
actually emigrated from the island of Ugljan in Croatia at the end of the 19th century. He's very proud of his Croatian roots. He's been to Croatia and visited the island of Ugljan, where his great-grandparents are from. Okay, the last couple people don't really fit into any of the above categories, so I'm just going to name them and let you know who they are, what they did. The first one is Mike Grgic. Some of you might recognize their last name if you drink a lot of wine. Mike established the Grgic Hills Estate Winery in Napa Valley in California. He's actually from Dalmatia, the coastal region in Croatia, where his family had a
Wine is
vineyard,
in
so
his
he learned
blood.
most of his craft from his father. He moved to California in 1958 and then later opened the Grgic Hills Estate Winery. He was actually inducted into the Culinary Institute of America's Vintners Hall of Fame in 2008. So quite a famous winemaker with Croatian origins. Last but not least is Anthony Maglica. In Croatian it would be pronounced Maglica. He is the owner and founder of the company Mag Instrument Incorporated. That's the company that manufactures the Maglite flashlights. The Maglite flashlight is very durable and it's actually become a standard piece of equipment for police officers in the States. His origins
The last two, I don't know if they're that famous. Like, I mean, they're CEOs, whatever, but like, who knows? Oh, who created Maglite company? Like, I don't think they're that
go back to
famous.
the island of Zlatin in Croatia, and that's near Šibenik. So that wraps up the list of these 20 people, these 20
Interesting list, but for real, only one woman? It's like no women of Croatian descent are famous? Because even now that you said it, even the other list, I feel like there was a lot of men. I don't know if there were many women. That's crazy.
Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord. And as always, share as much kindness as possible.